to leave New York City and to be monitored electronically. Mayor Eric Adams, who made a private visit to the store yesterday afternoon, rallied support for Alba.
And I think it's time for New Yorkers and Americans to start standing up for people who follow the law, and that's what I'm going to do.
The DA's office says it is still investigating Alba's case. If convicted of second-degree murder, he faces up to 25 years in prison. Rich.
David Lee Miller live in New York. David, thank you. Anita?
Well, let's bring in Republican New York Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis. Congresswoman, good of you to come today. This is such a disturbing case. It really does seem like a case of self-defense. I want to put up a headline from the New York Post on this. This is call for number one. The first one you can see, free Jose. That's the sentiment coming from that newspaper. Free Jose. They think that this whole thing has gone wrong. And then call for number two in an opinion quote coming from the New York Post. They say, in the current environment, bodegas and retail stores have become open targets for shoplifters and those seeking to hurt store employees. There is no fear of any consequences because the police have made these cases a low priority. It is truly shocking that the DA has decided to prosecute Mr. Alba for defending himself in a clear-cut case of self-defense. Yet, Congresswoman, Mr. Alba was charged with second-degree murder and thrown in jail at Rikers Island. So what's wrong with this picture?
Well, what's wrong is this DA is just so misguided and so backwards, where he doesn't actually want to prosecute people who commit crime, but now he wants to go after a law-abiding citizen who acted in self-defense, which is a right of every single American. The real issue that we're facing in New York City and in our state is the fact that people feel they are emboldened now, actually, by the laws put in place by the Democrats, and they feel they can enter stores and just take whatever they want without paying for it. And the hardworking citizen who's trying to run a business is the one who is suffering. We saw it during the looting in 2020. We see it during the smash and grabs repeatedly, and now in this case as well, where someone thought they could walk in and take a bag of potato chips and then came back to assault the bodega owner when he said no.
Yeah. And that was my next question. What is the message the DA, Alvin Bragg, is sending here to other store owners? God forbid they get attacked or robbed in their own store. Should they just welcome the criminals and attackers in so they don't get in trouble with the law?
Yeah, that is exactly the message that woke DAs and lenient judges here in New York City and across America are giving to the perpetrators, that they can just go into stores and take anything they want and they don't get punished for it. And then on top of it, if they happen to get arrested, what happens is they are released right back onto the street because of New York's outrageous bail law. You have to commit multiple robberies before they even take you seriously and hold you for a trial. So it has become a joke. And it is unfortunate that people like Governor Kathy Hochul refuses to fix the bail law, and people keep electing these judges and prosecutors who are not serious about crime.
Okay, I want to turn quickly to the economy. Pretty decent jobs report out today, despite high gas prices, high inflation, choking people. Let's look at the numbers. 372,000 jobs, 3.6 unemployment holding. Yet we have these numbers to contend with. Inflation outpacing wages, if we can put that up on the screen. Average hourly wages up 5.1%, but inflation 8.6%. Inflation is still winning here. The economy is still sputtering along. Congresswoman, your thoughts on this?
Well, it's a good thing that we fought and stopped the Build Back Better inflationary spending of $4.5 trillion from passing that Joe Biden wanted, or else it would be much worse. But he is desperately trying to convince Americans that the economy is better. But the problem is that every single day Americans are hurting when they're either putting gas in their tanks, when they're trying to put food on their table, when they're trying to pay their rents or pay their energy bills. So they know that they're not getting what they used to for the American dollar. They know that it's because of inflation and the policies put forward by the Democrats. They know they're paying high gas prices because the president decided to revoke everything that President Trump had done that created some energy independence in this country. And now he's strategically raiding our reserves when Americans are hurting and sending it over to Europe and Asia. I mean, this is completely backwards. So the more people just go about everyday life, the more they know that Joe Biden and the Democrats are lying to them about trying to convince them that the economy is doing well.
Yeah, we always hear from this administration the economy's doing great, but, you know, the polls show otherwise, right? Congresswoman Nicole Malliotakis, thank you so much for your time today, and happy Friday to you.
Same to you. Thank you.
Rich?
Anita, Texas Governor Greg Abbott